What's up, guys? This is GeekFreak01, aka Vinny, and today I am back with a brand new video. Now, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 is on the horizon, and apparently there are going to be some new characters coming out with apparently the new game. And there's a lot of rumors and leaks going around saying that there's a bunch of predictions of who the roster actually might be. Because so far I think we have, according to the leaks, they said there's about 7 brand new newcomers. And then the other 4 will be DLC along the way, but we don't know who the 4 other DLC characters are. I'm mainly going to be talking about the base roster for the entire video, seeing who we could get or who could show up, but these are my predictions. I don't think they're 100% true. Again, this is just my opinion, and I'm only predicting who's going to be in the game. So yeah, let's get into it. Just for I can show from the leaks, apparently according to Papa Geno's, it says we have El Tigre is in, but 7 newcomers we don't know. One of those is 7 is El Tigre, so he's obviously in the game, which is actually not that bad because a lot of people do like him and like the series itself. And also, he believes that the final roster in total is 37 characters if everyone returns. But a matter of fact, I don't think all the characters are returning. Maybe, I could be wrong, but we don't entirely know yet. But there's also another SpongeBob character, so my guess, we'll have to wait and see who the guess is because I'm actually going through the list. There's another SpongeBob character, 2 characters that are already from the same rep series, both unexpected, and one of them is especially a WTF tier, which could technically be a weirdo character if anybody knows what that means in the fighting game community. And another one is from an already different rep series, surprised to see them in but thinks they're a cool pick. One of them is actually from an unrep series, which is not El Tigre, and one other character we don't entirely know about, and there's nothing from SpongeBob spin-offs. So now that we've gone over the leaks of what these characters could possibly be, apparently I'm gonna take some weird, wild guesses here and there because there's a lot of characters that I actually think would really fit for this roster. So the first character that I think that's already in a represented series and is a really cool pick, my first option would have to be Zuko, because why not? Zuko is actually a really popular character from the Avatar series, and it actually would be pretty shocking if he didn't show up though, but that's my pick for this #1 spot because Zuko is a very popular character just like Toph, and I used to be a Toph main in Nick Brawl 1. But yeah, if he shows up in the game, that's my prediction for Zuko coming in. Now for my second and third pick for apparently the roster mainly. Okay, this one actually might sound really weird, but technically there's not really a whole lot of Real Monsters characters. But obviously we only have one character that is represented from the first game, which was Ablina. And she was obviously probably one of the better characters, if I remember correctly, maybe, if she was even top tier. But apparently the other idea is that maybe there could be 2 more Real Monsters characters coming in, which apparently my guess would have to be Ickis, because Ickis is actually my second pick because he's obviously the main character of the series. And it would honestly not be too surprising if he actually made it in, but if it was Crumb, that would be a different story, but I feel like Ickis would be the main spot mainly for the secondary character for Real Monsters. And then for the what the fuck character, I think will be Simon the Monster Hunter though, because Simon the Monster Hunter is also from Real Monsters, so it's actually kind of, my guess is that that's who they're gonna go with though, due to how many weirdo characters there are in total for Nick Brawl, like Powdered Toast Man and Hugh Neutron and Garfield and all that stuff. Like, do people even consider Garfield a weirdo character? He's kind of more like a guest character. But my second and third pick are Ickis and Simon the Monster Hunter to basically finish up the represented series that it's already from. And I think we'll move on to the next one. And now for the fourth pick for this video, apparently we're going to be talking about the the SpongeBob character that might be officially making it in. So, one thing for sure is that the leak didn't mention that, they didn't mention who the SpongeBob character was, but if I had to guess, these are my two options. It's either Plankton, but not Mr. Krabs, though, because for one, I think Clancy Brown is it can be very expensive to pay an actor to play Mr. Krabs, so it's like, obviously Clancy Brown probably might not have the option to do all that, so I think it'll be a lot more expensive on the game's budget to get him to voice Mr. Krabs. But my guess, this one's out of the ordinary too. This is a WTF character, somewhat, kinda. I think Bubble Bass will make it in. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Out of all characters, why wasn't it Plankton? Why is it Bubble Bass? I honestly don't know, because Bubble Bass seems like one of the most underrated characters in SpongeBob, and he's honestly really funny, though. I actually really like him in the older episodes, even though he's like an absolute dick to SpongeBob. But that's who I personally think would make it in, but my biggest guess personally, because Plankton seems like an obvious choice, my guess is that they're probably gonna put him in like a mech suit and see if he actually gets to fight around in it, so who knows what they're gonna do, but my guess is mainly Plankton. But the second is also Bubble Bass, so I'm kind of mixed on which other characters it could be. So now, the last pick for this entire roster, I believe, is going to be a little controversial. Now, personally, I know we have a lot of Ninja Turtles characters, and believe me, I'm a big fan of the Ninja Turtles. I actually like that Raphael is in the game, and my brother likes Donatello. But, my guess, this is actually according to another leak, so I don't think this is part of the other one that I'm talking about in the video. Someone suggested that Casey Jones is actually going to be in the game, which doesn't really sound like a bad idea. I actually really enjoyed playing Casey Jones in TMNT Shredder's Revenge, and it honestly makes it a really good call for maybe the fans who like Casey, but then again, the other people are going to be like, oh, why is it always going to be TMNT characters filling up the roster? But yeah, if you kind of look at it that way, this is kind of my biggest hot take. It sounds like, yeah, the TMNT are basically like the Fire Emblem of Nick Brawl, basically. So that's a controversial opinion, I know, but that's at least what I'm thinking. Now, we got Plankton, and we got Zuko, Casey Jones, Ickis, Simon, and then the other character we don't entirely know about at the moment, though, because then again, it's not something from the SpongeBob spinoff, so it won't be anybody too crazy. I think that's about it for this video. I will also give credit to Papa Geno's video down in the description if you guys would also want to go check that out for yourselves. What do you guys think about this video? Who do you think is going to be in the main roster? And if you have any opinions, let me know in the comments section down below. So, yeah, that's about it. See ya.